Just by placing a bottle of water in the right spot in your home, you will notice money starting to behave differently. Not winning the lottery. Not getting rich overnight. But money stops leaking. Bills feel lighter. Unconscious spending slowly decreases. And opportunities start showing up at better moments. The truth is this: you're not bad at managing money. Your home is the problem. Think of your house like a plumbing system. Just a few small leaks, water still flows, but you're always short. Money works the same way. It doesn't disappear loudly. It drains away quietly every day. You don't need expensive feng shui items, no crystals, no fountains. You already have the tool. Just a simple bottle of water. But if you place it in the wrong spot, you're not attracting money. You're helping it leave faster.
Hello, I'm DavidFengshui. I'm 70 years old with over 30 years of experience in modern feng shui. No superstition, just psychology, energy, and real-life alignment. I've helped thousands of people regain balance, money flow, luck, and happiness in their lives. And if you're ready to refresh your energy, welcome. You're in the right place.
I don't talk superstition. I explain feng shui through psychology, behavior, and how space influences money. If you work very hard, but money doesn't stay, this video doesn't ask you to believe more. It helps you fix the environment that's quietly controlling your habits. Subscribe to the channel and comment this sentence: "My home stops leaking money." Now, let's start at the root. Why water is directly connected to money. Money is not actually a number. Money is flow. When the flow is stable, you feel calm. When the flow is disrupted, you feel stressed, even if your income hasn't dropped. Water teaches us this very clearly. When water flows smoothly, it sustains everything. When water is stagnant, it smells. When water leaks, there's always shortage, even when the source isn't empty. Money in daily life works the exact same way. When you constantly worry about spending, your brain enters a defensive state. You make rushed financial decisions. You shop emotionally more often, and you miss opportunities that require calm thinking. Your living space directly affects that state. A cluttered home interrupts your thinking flow. An unbalanced home makes you constantly feel lacking, even if you're not actually short on money. Water is the most visible element of flow inside a space. When water is placed correctly, your brain understands this. The flow is under control. You feel calmer. You slow down your decisions and money starts staying longer. That's not magic. That's a very natural psychological response. The problem is, most people place water in spots that make the flow escape without realizing it. And that's why before talking about the right position, you need to know which positions are quietly destroying your money. Before placing the water bottle in the right spot, you need to understand something even more important. Many homes are causing money to leak away every single day without the homeowner realizing it. Not because of bad luck, but because of wrong placement. 1. The kitchen and cooking area. The kitchen is a heat-generating space. It is the strongest energy-consuming area in the home. Fire represents fast actions, spending, consumption. When water is placed near the cooking area, two opposing signals appear at the same time. One pushes toward spending. The other tries to hold back. The brain enters a state of conflict. What's the result? You spend money but don't feel satisfied. You buy something and still feel like you're missing something. So you keep buying. This is a very common loop. The kitchen is a place that triggers action. Here you are, always in do it now mode. Fire represents speed. Fast reactions, consumption. When water appears too close to the stove, the brain receives two opposite commands at once. One signal says, slow down. The other says, move fast. This contradiction makes it hard to feel complete. You eat and still want more. You buy and still feel lacking. Money is spent not because of desire, but because there is no sense of completion. This is a form of loss that is very hard to notice. 2. The bathroom. The bathroom is a place of release. Flushing water, releasing waste, letting go of what the body no longer needs. When you place water here, the brain records a very clear message. This is a place for getting rid of things, and money is treated the same way. You're more likely to spend to release tension, more likely to buy something just to feel better, more likely to use money to escape pressure. Money doesn't disappear immediately, but it never stays long. This is behavioral response, not superstition. There is one detail very few people notice. The bathroom is a place you never want to stay in for long. You go in quickly, finish it, and leave. The brain learns from this very fast. When an object is associated with a space that you want to leave quickly, the brain automatically labels it as something not meant to be kept. If water is there, flow becomes linked with the act of disposal. Over time, you develop a tendency to treat money as something to get over with, not something to nurture. You pay quickly, but rarely pause to ask, do I really need this expense? Money is not lost because of bad luck. Money is lost because of habits that move too fast. 3. The bedroom. The bedroom is where the nervous system rests, where the body recovers. Water carries movement. It stimulates the feeling of flowing. When water is placed in the bedroom, the brain struggles to fully relax. Sleep becomes lighter. You wake up more tired. When you're tired, you make worse financial decisions. You become impatient. You buy quickly. You ignore long-term plans. Money is damaged by this fatigue itself. The bedroom is where the brain switches into safety mode. Here, everything needs to be stable and quiet. Water sends a signal of constant movement. Even if you don't hear it, the brain still registers it. When a signal of movement appears during rest, the body can't enter deep recovery. Shallow sleep leads to low daytime energy. When energy is low, you choose fast solutions. Buy for convenience. Spend to reduce exhaustion. Money isn't lost in one night. Money is lost through a chain of poor decisions caused by lack of rest. This is many people work harder and harder, yet feel like money is never enough. 4. Balcony, garage, and outside areas. Money, when it has a place to return to, balconies and garages are transition zones, not fully inside, not fully outside. When water is placed here, the brain understands this flow does not need to stop. Money comes and goes. Opportunities appear and disappear. You constantly feel like you almost had something, but couldn't keep it. These areas do not carry a clear sense of ownership. You place things temporarily, park temporarily, store items you haven't decided what to do with yet. When water is placed, here flow becomes linked to temporary status. The brain gets used to the idea of having something, leaving it there and deciding later. As a result, money becomes hard to allocate clearly. You have income, but no sense of control. Opportunities arrive, but you hesitate. And by the time you decide the opportunity is gone, money doesn't leave immediately, but it never stays still. These positions don't make you poor right away. They make you always feel short, no matter how hard you try. And that's why so many people work extremely hard, yet never move ahead. Not because they are incapable, but because their living space keeps sending the wrong signals to the brain. Now, once you know which places to avoid, it's time to talk about the most important part, the positions that truly help money stay and begin to grow. These positions don't destroy money through bad luck. They destroy money by programming the wrong habits every single day. When you understand this, you'll see that Feng Shui is not vague at all. It is the way space shapes behavior before you even have time to think. Now you already know which places you should not put a water bottle. Those are the places where money quietly drains away. But avoiding them is not enough. If you want money to stay, you need to place water in locations where the brain allows flow to slow down and settle. The 3 positions below are not random. They are 3 points that people interact with every day, where financial decisions are made unconsciously. 1. The front door, the flow control point. The front door is where everything begins. You leave through it to make money, and you return through it to spend money. The brain always checks this area every time you open the door. If this area is cluttered, the brain interprets it as life is overloaded. When overloaded, people tend to spend faster to release pressure. Placing a water bottle near the front door is not to attract money. It is to send one very clear signal. The flow has a stopping point. The correct position is a calm corner near the entrance, not directly facing the door, not blocking the walkway. When the water bottle is there, the brain registers a stable presence. You step into the house and feel everything slow down. You become less impulsive, less likely to shop emotionally, less likely to make rushed financial decisions. Money may not come in more immediately, but it stays longer. And that is the foundation of accumulation. One detail very few people notice is this. The front door determines your first emotional state, the moment you enter your home. If that emotion is exhaustion, the brain looks for compensation. And the fastest way is almost always spending money. When the water bottle is placed correctly, it creates an emotional anchor. You come home and feel that you have returned to safety. That feeling removes the need to spend money just to calm yourself. Money is not saved because you became more frugal. It is saved because you no longer need to use money to treat stress. This is a very deep effect, but it happens entirely unconsciously. The kitchen. Regulating the rhythm of spending. The kitchen is directly connected to daily expenses, eating, shopping, household consumption. The kitchen carries strong action energy. Fast, continuous, hard to stop. That is why many expenses originate in the kitchen that you don't clearly remember. Placing a water bottle in the kitchen is not to fight fire. It is to create a natural breaking point. Do not place it on the stove. Do not place it next to a gas or electric burner. The suitable position is a corner of the kitchen, near the refrigerator, or near the sink. In these positions, water does not confront. It simply slows the rhythm. When the rhythm slows, you eat just enough. You buy just enough. You no longer feel lacking after purchasing. Many people notice that after some time, food expenses decrease without any conscious effort to save. That is not discipline. That is behavior shaped by space. The kitchen is not only a place for cooking, it is where consumption habits are formed. Many purchasing decisions begin with feeling hungry, tired, or low on energy. When the water bottle appears in the right position, the brain receives a signal of balance. You no longer feel that you must compensate immediately. You eat more slowly, chew more thoroughly, and feel satisfied sooner. That feeling of sufficiency spreads into other decisions. You buy less, but with better quality. Money is not blocked. It simply stops being pushed out unconsciously. 3. The living room. East direction. The growth zone. The living room is the center of family life. It is where conversations happen, where thinking happens, where major decisions are formed. The east is where morning light enters. Early light activates the brain in a growth state. Open thinking, the ability to see opportunities. When a water bottle is placed in this area, water and light combine into a growth signal. The best position is near an east-facing window, on a low table, not placed too high. If there is a green plant nearby, the effect is even stronger. Here, water does not only help money stay, it helps you see new directions, new ideas, new opportunities. Not just one person benefits, the entire family is influenced positively. The household becomes more stable. The atmosphere feels lighter. There is less tension. And when the mind is stable, financial decisions naturally become more accurate. The living room is where you talk about the future plans, ideas, intentions. The east helps the brain see expansion more easily. When the water bottle is placed here, the flow of thought becomes clearer. You stop thinking only about how to survive. You begin thinking about how to grow. This difference is profound. Someone who thinks only about survival will always fear losing money. Someone who thinks about growth knows how to use money. The water bottle in this area does not create money. It creates the right mindset for money to find you. These three positions will not make you rich overnight. They do something more important. They stop you from unconsciously destroying your own finances. When space is aligned, the brain is calm. When the brain is calm, behavior changes. And when behavior changes, money naturally follows a better direction. That is how Feng Shui works. Not loudly, not mysteriously, but with precision. These adjustments are not meant to complicate things. They help you understand one clear truth. Money does not respond to belief. Money responds to repeated daily behavior. And behavior is guided by living space far more than you realize. When you run a business, cash flow doesn't just move through logic. It moves through human emotion. A customer walks into a space, and within the first few seconds, their brain has already decided whether to stay or leave. Not because of price, not because of the product, but because they feel safe or not. A water bottle, when placed correctly in a store, does not make customers pull out their wallets immediately. It does something more important. It slows them down. When people slow down, they observe more. They feel more comfortable, and they are more likely to make a purchase decision. Many businesses fail, not because the product is bad, but because the space feels rushed. Rushed lighting, rushed layout, rushed movement flow. Money does not like haste. When a water bottle is placed near the payment area, you are not attracting money. You are making the moment of exchange feel lighter. Customers pay without feeling loss. Sellers receive money without feeling tension. This balance, when repeated enough times, creates stable cash flow. For large contracts, the deciding factor is not the signature. It is the nervous system state of both sides. When the space is calm enough, people become less defensive, less suspicious, and more able to see mutual benefit. A water bottle placed correctly does not make you win the deal. It does one thing only. It removes unnecessary interference that causes deals to collapse for no real reason. And in business, simply reducing mistakes already puts you ahead of many others. When you place the water bottle in the right position, don't expect money to fall into your lap the next day. The first change does not appear in your wallet. It appears in how you experience life. You start noticing details you used to overlook. You realize you feel less tense when thinking about money, no longer feeling cornered, no longer feeling forced to decide immediately. You sleep more deeply, and when you sleep deeply, your brain processes problems better. Financial decisions stop being reactive. They become intentional. Some days you suddenly notice that you no longer want to buy something just to release emotion. Not because you became more frugal, but because you no longer need to use money to calm yourself. You also begin to notice water more. You drink enough. You drink more slowly. This is a very clear sign that your body and your space are synchronizing again. When things synchronize, noise decreases. And in that reduced noise, new opportunities begin to appear. Not loud opportunities, but well-timed offers. Casual conversations. Ideas you had never considered before. You look back and realize money may not be more yet, but you no longer feel like it's slipping through your fingers. That moment matters. Because only when you stop fearing loss do you truly begin to keep what you have. Cash flow does not like to be grabbed. It likes to be welcomed into a space calm enough to let it stay. There was a period in my life when the feeling of lack followed me every day. Not a lack of ability. Not a lack of opportunity, but a lack of stability. I worked constantly, always busy, always trying, but money didn't stay. It came and went as fast as the way I made decisions each day. At the time, I thought I needed to make more money. Try harder. Push myself further. But the harder I pushed, the more exhausted I became. And when I was exhausted, I started making decisions not from clarity, but from fear. Fear of lacking, fear of losing, fear of falling behind. That fear made me spend money in the wrong places, agree to the wrong people, and miss what was truly worth keeping. Until I realized the problem was not money. It was the state I was living in every day. The space around me constantly pushed me to react quickly. Quick replies, quick decisions, quick fixes, just to be done with it. And when you live like that long enough, you lose the ability to hold on to anything. You can't hold energy. You can't hold focus. And of course, you can't hold money. When I began learning how to adjust my living space, nothing changed dramatically. There was no life-changing moment, just very small shifts. I walked into my home and felt lighter. I slept more deeply. I worried less for no clear reason. And when my mind became quieter, I started seeing options that I previously lacked the calm to recognize. Money didn't increase immediately, but it stopped leaking, and that difference is enormous. The water bottle in your home is not what creates money. It has no magic. It does only one thing. It sends a very clear signal to your brain. This flow is safe. No need to panic. No need to rush. When the brain is no longer in defense mode, you no longer spend money to soothe emotion. You begin keeping money in a very natural way. Feng Shui, when understood correctly, is not about believing in luck. It is about designing an environment that does not constantly push you into bad decisions. When the environment is right, you don't need to strain. And when you don't strain, you stop sabotaging your own life. If you've watched until this point, it says something very clear. You're not looking for shortcuts. You're looking for real stability. And stability does not come from how much more money you make. It comes from how much you can keep while staying calm. One water bottle, one correct position, one small change in space. But behind it is a very large change in how you live and make decisions. If these ideas resonate with you, subscribe to the channel, not to believe me, but to continue learning how to live in a home that doesn't exhaust you every day. And before you leave one sentence in the comments. My home is ready to keep money, not to wish for luck, but to remind yourself that cash flow does not start in your wallet. It starts with how you treat yourself inside the space you live in.